welcome back to Six Pack Garage. Sorry I haven't been posting in about a week or two. It's been hot, been doing a lot of work travel and stuff, so I really haven't gotten in the garage to do much, but I'm finally back in here. It's about 100 degrees still, but it's Phoenix. That's pretty normal, August 31st. Hoping it'll cool down pretty soon so I can start doing some a little bit bigger projects that I have planned. Some on motorcycles and cars as well. But what I want to talk to you about today is Cush drives on a motorcycle. So I had an issue recently on this bike here where it was feeling a little bit jerky on initial acceleration, and then sometimes on deceleration as well as changing gears. It was a little bit of jerkiness, like almost like a looseness, and I really didn't know what it was until I started doing some research and learning about it some more. But there's something called a Cush drive in the rear hub. It's basically a cushion that is between the rear sprocket and the hub itself, and it absorbs some of the motion. Like when you suddenly accelerate or decelerate or change gears, it's supposed to absorb a little bit of that. And what it does is the reason it exists is it absorbs that initial shock to kind of save the gears and the chain and hard components. So that's why it exists. But those Cush drive bushings wear out over time, and that's what happened to mine. So I'm going to go over how to replace those and fixing that issue. Stay tuned. All right, so here's a view of me kind of grabbing onto the sprocket, and hopefully you can kind of see how much that hub moves. There was quite a bit of play there. And here, if you look at that silver piece there, that's the outer hub. You can definitely see the motion, the movement. All right, and here's where I'm cleaning off the sprocket. I took it apart, of course, and just wanted to get all the old chain lube and grease off of there for two reasons. One, it's nicer to work on, of course, but then, what's the point of putting it back together dirty? Alright, so here you can see the old Cush drive bushings. I'm just using a needle nose to pull them out, but look at the gap in the center of each bushing, how wide that is, and then compare that to the new ones you're going to see shortly. That gap had gotten pretty big. That's all the wear on the Cush drive. Here's the hub without the Cush drive. I'm putting them in there, and look at how small the gap is. It's almost completely closed off on the outer end. That's what the new ones, what a difference it is between the new ones and the old ones. And I don't really go into it here, but I did actually lube those with a little bit of wheel bearing grease because I had a real hard time getting the hub back in there. So it ended up needing some lube. I don't show it, but it's what I had to do. So So I got these off of Amazon. I think they were at the time about 30 bucks. They're still about the same price. And here's put all back together. Like, you could barely move the thing. So it got rid of all of that slack. So now there's only one thing to do, and that is to go for a little ride. Well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.